What if the strength you're losing isn't truly gone, but merely waiting patiently to be reclaimed by a deeper understanding? There exists a hidden key, a simple ancient substance, far more potent than many common sources of nourishment. Please stay with this exploration until the very end, because the final insight we will uncover together holds a profound power to reshape how you perceive and inhabit your body's future. Inner temple. We often speak of the body, this vessel that carries us through life, but do we truly honor it as the temple it is? A temple not of stone and wood, but of living, breathing cells of energy, of potential, and like any temple, it requires conscious care, mindful maintenance. When parts of this temple begin to show wear, when the pillars, our muscles, begin to lose their substance, their inherent strength, a process some call sarcopenia, it is not merely a sign of aging. It is a signal, a call from within, asking us to look deeper, to understand what it is that our inner sanctuary truly needs. This weakening, this gradual fading of physical power is not a predetermined fate we must passively accept. It is often a consequence of drifting away from the natural rhythms, from the simple truths of how our bodies are designed to be nourished and sustained. We live in a world that pulls us outward, a world of distractions, of quick fixes, of artificial solutions. And in this outward rush, we can forget the quiet, persistent needs of the inner self, the physical foundation upon which our clarity, our spirit, our ability to engage with the world is built. Sarcopenia, then, is not a judgment, but an invitation to return, to listen, to rebuild, not from a place of fear, but from a place of reverence for the life that flows within. Consider the ancient structures that have stood for centuries. They were built with intention, with strong foundations, with materials chosen for their resilience. Our bodies are no different. They crave that same level of intentionality, that same respect for the foundational elements that provide enduring strength. This isn't about battling against time. It's about aligning with the timeless principles of vitality. It's about understanding that every choice we make regarding what we consume, how we move, how we rest, is either an act of consecration or an act of neglect for this sacred space. The body speaks a language of sensation, of energy, of subtle shifts. When we are too busy, too stressed, too disconnected, we miss these whispers, and they can grow into louder calls for attention, like the noticeable loss of muscle and strength. This is not to place blame, but to empower, to realize that we hold the capacity to respond, to engage in a dialogue with our own physiology, and to actively participate in its renewal. The journey to reclaim this physical integrity begins with this understanding. The body is not a machine to be pushed until it breaks, but a living temple deserving of our most profound care and attention. This shift in perspective is the first, most crucial step, vital essence. What truly nourishes this inner temple? Is it merely the sum of calories, the prescribed balance of macronutrients listed in charts and guides? Or is there something more, an essence, a vital quality in what we consume that speaks directly to the life force within our cells? We search for protein, for the building blocks of muscle, and this is important, for protein is indeed fundamental to the structure and function of our physical form. It repairs, it rebuilds, it sustains the very fabric of our being. But not all sources of this vital essence are created equal, and our modern understanding can sometimes overlook the subtle yet profound power inherent in nature's most concentrated offerings. Think of a seed, small and unassuming, yet containing the blueprint for an entire tree. It holds a condensed life force. Similarly, there are foods that carry a density of nourishment, a concentration of vital energy that goes beyond simple grams of protein. They offer a more complete spectrum of what the body needs to not just survive, but to thrive, to regenerate. Sarcopenia speaks of a diminishing, a fading of this vital essence within the muscles. To counteract this, we need to seek out not just quantity, but quality, a quality that resonates with the body's innate wisdom. Eggs are often praised, and rightly so, for their protein content. They are a good food. But nature, in its boundless ingenuity, has provided sources that, when understood and utilized correctly, can offer an even more potent, more readily available form of this constructive energy. We are looking for something that the body can easily assimilate, something that supports not just muscle growth, but overall vitality, a lightness, an inner cleanliness that allows our energy to flow unimpeded. This is about more than just fighting a deficiency. It's about cultivating an abundance of strength, an inner resourcefulness that the body can draw upon. The essence we seek is one that aligns with our own life force, enhancing it, rather than burdening the system with complex processing or a lack of complementary nutrients. It's a holistic view of nourishment, where the food is not just a collection of molecules, but a carrier of life, contributing to the symphony of processes that maintain our temple in a state of harmonious strength. Consider the difference between a stagnant pond and a flowing stream. The stream is alive, clear, full of energy. We want our inner environment to mirror that stream, and the foods we choose are the tributaries that feed it. The search then is for these pure, potent tributaries. Hidden strength. There is a humble yet extraordinarily powerful food, an ancient life form that has existed on this planet for billions of years, quietly holding a secret to profound vitality and strength. It is not a complex engineered product, nor is it something exotic and inaccessible. It is a gift from the waters, a microscopic wonder that, gram for gram, surpasses even the revered egg in its protein content, and not just protein, but a complete, highly digestible protein, rich in the amino acids essential for rebuilding and revitalizing our muscular foundation. I speak of spirulina, a blue-green algae. Sometimes the most powerful solutions are found in the simplest of forms, overlooked in our quest for the new and the novel. This tiny organism is a powerhouse of nutrition, a concentrated sunbeam of life. Its protein content can range from 55 to 70% of its dry weight, a remarkable concentration. This means that a small amount can deliver a significant protein impact without the digestive burden that can sometimes accompany larger quantities of other protein sources. But its strength lies not only in the quantity of protein, but in its quality and the synergistic array of other nutrients it provides: vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, essential fatty acids. It is as if nature decided to create a perfect, compact fuel for cellular regeneration. This is the hidden strength we are exploring, a strength that can directly address the challenge of sarcopenia, the loss of muscle, by providing the very building blocks needed for repair and growth, in a form that the body welcomes and utilizes with remarkable efficiency. Think of it not as a supplement, in the modern sense of an isolated compound, but as a whole food, ancient and complete. Its endurance through eons speaks to its inherent resilience and life-sustaining power. Cultures throughout history, from the Aztecs to communities in Africa, have recognized its value, harvesting it as a source of nourishment and stamina. This is not a fleeting trend, but a return to a wisdom that understood the profound connection between these elemental life forms and human health. The true strength it offers is subtle yet deep, working from within to restore what has been diminished, to rebuild what has been lost, not through force, but through a gentle, persistent offering of pure, concentrated life energy. It is a reminder that the answers we seek are often found in the embrace of nature's unadorned simplicity, in those elements that have always been there, waiting for us to rediscover their quiet power. Mindful eating. Possessing knowledge of such a potent food is one thing. Integrating it into our lives with mindfulness and intention is another, and arguably the more crucial part of the journey. How we consume, the state of mind we bring to our nourishment, profoundly influences how our body receives and utilizes what we offer it. Simply adding spirulina or any beneficial food to a lifestyle that is otherwise chaotic and disconnected will yield limited results. The true transformation comes when the act of eating becomes a mindful practice, a conscious participation in our own well-being. This doesn't require elaborate rituals, but rather a simple shift in awareness. Before you consume this vibrant green essence, take a moment. Acknowledge its journey from the ancient waters to your hand. Recognize it not just as powder or tablet, but as concentrated life. This small pause, this moment of gratitude and intention prepares your body, your digestive system, your very cells, to receive its benefits more fully. When we eat in a rushed, distracted state, our body is often in a mode of stress, not optimally primed for digestion and assimilation. But when we are calm, present, and appreciative, we create an internal environment that is receptive, harmonious. Consider the preparation. Spirulina can be easily added to water, to a smoothie, to a simple juice. The key is to keep it simple, to allow its natural essence to be the focus. There's no need for complex recipes that might mask its inherent qualities or introduce other elements that could burden the system. The act of mindful preparation itself becomes part of the practice. As you stir it into your drink, observe its color, its texture, engage your senses. This is not just about fueling the physical machine, it's about nourishing the whole being. And as you consume it, do so slowly, with awareness. Notice the subtle sensations, the feeling of this concentrated life entering your system. This practice of mindful eating extends beyond just this one food. It's an approach to all nourishment. When we cultivate this awareness, we begin to naturally gravitate towards foods that truly support our vitality, and we become more attuned to our body's signals of hunger, satiety, and what it genuinely needs. The fight against sarcopenia, the rebuilding of strength, is not just a biochemical process. It's deeply intertwined with our mental and emotional state. By bringing mindfulness to our eating, we amplify the power of the nutrients we consume, transforming a simple act into a profound gesture of self-care and respect for our inner temple. This mindful approach ensures that the hidden strength of spirulina is not just ingested, but truly integrated, becoming a part of our renewed vitality. Active path. Nourishment, however potent, is but one pillar supporting the temple of our body. The other, equally vital, is movement. Conscious, intentional movement that awakens the muscles, that stimulates the flow of energy, that reminds the body of its inherent capacity for strength and resilience. The vital essence provided by foods like spirulina lays the foundation, providing the raw materials for repair and growth. But it is through activity, through the active path, that these materials are truly woven into the fabric of our being, transforming potential strength into actual, tangible power. Sarcopenia often takes root in stillness, in a gradual retreat from the activities that challenge and engage our muscles. To counteract this, we must consciously choose to walk the active path. This does not necessarily mean hours of grueling exercise in a gymnasium, though for some, that may be their way. It means finding forms of movement that resonate with you, that bring not just physical exertion, but also a sense of connection, of joy, even of meditative focus. Think of the flowing movements of Tai Chi or Qigong, which cultivate not just muscular strength, but also balance, flexibility, and a deep awareness of the body's energy. Consider the simple, profound act of walking in nature, feeling the earth beneath your feet, allowing your muscles to carry you to engage with the world. Or the dedicated practice of Shaolin forms, which integrate strength, agility, and mental discipline. The key is consistency and intention. When we consume nutrient-dense foods that support muscle health, and then we engage those muscles through mindful activity, we create a powerful synergy. The nourishment fuels the activity, and the activity signals the body to utilize that nourishment for growth and strengthening. It's a virtuous cycle. This active path is not about punishment or forcing the body. It is about awakening its innate intelligence. Our muscles are designed to work, to adapt, to grow stronger in response to demand. When we provide that demand respectfully and consistently and support it with proper nourishment, the body responds. It remembers its strength. The process of rebuilding muscle, of combating sarcopenia, is therefore a holistic one. It's the marriage of what we take in and what we do, of inner nourishment and outer expression. The energy, the clarity, the building blocks from sources like spirulina can make this active path feel more accessible, more sustainable. It can reduce fatigue, improve recovery, and enhance the very quality of our movement. So, as you embrace this potent nourishment, also embrace the call to move, to engage, to actively participate in the revitalization of your physical being. This is how true, lasting strength is cultivated, not through one isolated action, but through the harmonious integration of mindful nourishment and conscious, joyful activity. Lasting vigor. The journey towards reclaiming strength and combating the natural tendency towards muscle loss is not about finding a quick fix, a temporary boost that fades as quickly as it appears. It is about cultivating lasting vigor, a sustained vitality that becomes an integral part of who we are, how we live, and how we experience the world. The power of something like spirulina, when integrated mindfully and supported by an active lifestyle, is not just in its immediate nutritional impact, but in its ability to contribute to a deeper, more fundamental shift in our well-being. This is not a sprint, it is a long, rewarding walk on a path of self-cultivation. Lasting vigor arises from consistency, from the small daily choices that accumulate over time to build a resilient foundation. Just as a temple is built stone by stone, our physical strength and vitality are rebuilt nutrient by nutrient, movement by movement, mindful moment by mindful moment. The aim is not to simply reverse a condition like sarcopenia, but to establish a new baseline of health, a new relationship with our bodies where strength, energy, and resilience are the norm, not the exception. This requires patience and a gentle persistence. There will be days when progress feels slow, days when old habits call, but by returning to the core principles, nourishing the body with pure, potent foods, engaging in mindful movement, and cultivating inner awareness, we stay the course. The beauty of this approach is that its benefits ripple outwards, beyond just the physical. When our bodies are strong and vital, our minds are clearer, our spirits are lighter, our capacity to engage with life, to serve others, to pursue our passions, is enhanced. This is the essence of lasting vigor. It is not just the absence of weakness, but the presence of a vibrant, flowing energy that supports every aspect of our existence. Foods like spirulina can be a consistent ally on this path, providing a steady stream of high-quality nourishment that supports the body's ongoing needs for maintenance and repair. But the true source of lasting vigor comes from within, from the commitment to honor our bodies, to listen to their wisdom, and to actively participate in their well-being day after day. It's about creating sustainable habits that become as natural as breathing, habits that nourish rather than deplete, that build rather than break down. This isn't about a restrictive regime, it's about an expansive way of living, one where we are empowered to maintain our temple in a state of grace and strength throughout all the seasons of our lives. Source power. Ultimately, this journey towards reclaiming physical strength, towards understanding how a simple ancient food can hold more protein than eggs and help us fight sarcopenia, leads us to a much deeper insight. It leads us to the source of true power. This power is not just muscular, not just the ability to lift or to move with ease, though these are wonderful manifestations. The true source power we uncover is the realization of our own inherent capacity for self-healing, for regeneration, for conscious evolution. It is the understanding that we are not merely passive victims of time or circumstance, but active co-creators of our own vitality. The potent nourishment from nature, the mindful movement, the sharpened awareness, these are all tools, pathways that lead us back to this inner source. When we choose to nourish our bodies with intention, when we choose to move with awareness, we are affirming our connection to this source power. We are saying yes to life, yes to strength, yes to the incredible intelligence that resides within every cell of our being. Sarcopenia, then, or any challenge to our well-being, can be seen not as an enemy, but as a profound teacher, guiding us to look deeper, to live more consciously, to tap into reserves of strength we may not have known we possessed. The final, most powerful insight is this: the care we give to our physical temple is an act of profound spiritual significance. It is not separate from our inner work, it is inner work. By honoring and strengthening the body, we create a clearer vessel for our spirit, a more stable platform for our mind, enabling us to live with greater purpose, compassion, and resilience. The protein, the nutrients, the fight against muscle loss, These are all part of a larger tapestry of well-being, woven with threads of self-respect, discipline, and a deep, abiding connection to the life force that animates us and all of existence. This journey shows us that true strength is found not in resisting nature, but in aligning with it, in understanding its simple, powerful truths, and in embodying them in our daily lives. This is the source power that allows us not just to survive, but to truly flourish. The real strength we're seeking isn't just about muscle. It's about reclaiming our innate vitality, our birthright to feel strong and alive in our own skin, empowering us to live fully and serve deeply. This teaching on reclaiming inner strength through understanding our body's true needs is so profound. I felt that subtle decline, that loss of something but couldn't articulate it. The idea of sarcopenia as a signal, not a sentence, and that ancient foods hold such power is a revelation. Time to explore this path. Has anyone else experienced this shift towards vitality by embracing these principles?